Good morning, my dear learners. In the last video, we discussed about the syllabus of reader, and in today's video, we are going to discuss about the syllabus of grammar. I believe that last video really helped you out in preparing for your exam, and your English exam is on 9th of March. So, my dear students, let's get into the syllabus of SA2. 3 chapters are coming. From your book 4 term 2, 1 chapter is coming, continuous tense, and from book 4 term 3, 2 chapters are coming, adverbs and conjunctions. Now in this video I'll tell you about these 3 chapters: continuous tense, that is in that present, past and future, and after that adverbs and conjunctions. Dear students, not only this, you will get 2 more topics in your paper. First is reading comprehension. This is your reading skills. The passage that we did will not come in your paper. You will get the different one. In this, all you have to do is to read the passage carefully, and after that you will get some questions. You have to find out the answers from the passage and write in your answer sheet. Dear students, next is your paragraph writing. This is your writing skills. In this you will get 1 picture, and for sure you will not get the same picture that we did in practice, and you have to describe the scene, writing few sentences about it. So please do practice of paragraph writing and do write sentences properly and avoid such grammatical mistakes. Now let's revise present continuous tense first. As I told you, in continuous tense, present, past and future, these 3 we will have to prepare for your exam. So first is present continuous tense. So it's all about the action that is happening right now. The action, the work that we are doing right now, like I am speaking. And for this, structure is subject. Then you will have to use helping verb like is, am, are. After that, verb, and please don't forget to add ing to the verb, and after that, predicate. Please use helping verbs in your sentences carefully. If the subject is in singular form, you have to use is, and if you are using I in your sentence, then please put am, and if the subject is in plural form, then we will use are. Let's look at some examples here. First is I am looking for my new job. Here I have used I in my sentence, so I will put am with it, and after that in the verb we have to add ing, as this is present continuous tense. Second example is she is eating her favorite fruit. Now in this, she is singular, and with it we have to use is, and in the verb don't forget to add ing. Next sentence is they are enjoying their work. Now in this, they is what? Plural, and with it we have to use are, and with the verb don't forget to put ing again. My dear students, if you notice that in these 3 sentences I have used helping verbs like is, am, are. So these 3 helping verbs are telling us that these sentences are in present continuous tense. Now this is about past continuous tense, when an action happening at a moment in the past, and for this the structure is subject plus was or were. Here the helping verbs are was or were, and after that verb plus ing plus predicate. Here we have to put was if the subject is in singular form, and if the subject is in plural form we have to use were. Let's talk about examples here. First is I was entering into the class. Here I is singular, so with it was, and with verb don't forget to put ing. Next is Mr. Kapoor was teaching to the students. Here Mr. Kapoor again is singular, so was, and with the verb ing. Next sentence is Diba and Sheba were playing with their friends. Now here Diba and Sheba, these we are talking about these two girls, so this is plural, and with plural we use were, and with the verb don't forget to put ing, as this is in the form of continuous tense. Dear students, these highlighted words are just to remind you that don't forget to put ing with the verb, and second thing, you have to use helping verb in your sentence. And here in past tense, we use two helping verbs, was or were. Now this is about future continuous tense, an action happening at a moment in the future. Now if we talk about the action that is going to happen in the future, so the structure of this continuous tense is subject plus will be plus verb plus ing plus predicate. In this, no matter whether the subject is in singular form or plural form, you have to use will be in your sentence and ing will be added to the verb. Let's look at some examples here. First is I will be preparing for my exam. Second is she will be searching her book. Third is they will be playing cricket tomorrow. Here the helping verb will be tells us about the future continuous tense, and again please don't forget to put ing with the verb. Now let's move to another topic, that is conjunction, a word that is used to join words or sentences, or we can say these are joining words. For a detailed video of this topic, you can go to the link that is already uploaded on the school's website. There you will get to know more about it. So here we had already learned about these four conjunctions and, but, because, or. Let's revise these four conjunctions. The first conjunction that we are going to discuss here is and. It tells more or add to an idea. For example, Shweta and Reema are watching a movie. As these two girls are watching a movie, so we have combined these two words, these two names with and. Next conjunction is but. It tells something different or give opposite idea. For example, she is hardworking, but her brother is very lazy. Now here if you notice that these two qualities are opposite to each other, so for these type of sentences you have to use but. The next conjunction that we are discussing here is because. It tells the reason, it gives the answer to the question why. For example, I like him because he is very sincere. The second sentence, the sentence after because, it is telling us about why do I like him. It is telling the reason, because he is very sincere. So, for joining these types of sentences, you have to use because. The next conjunction is or. It is used for showing choices. For example, she can have an apple or a mango. She can't have them both. In this sentence, I have used or because she has choice. Either she can have an apple or a mango, but she can't have them both. So, for the sentences with the choices, you have to use or. This is the third chapter, adverbs, a word that describes a verb, an adjective or another adverb. It tells how often, when and where. let's revise this topic well. Here we are talking about the action, how the action is done, where the action is done, when the action is done, and how often the action is done. The first is how. This comes under adverb of manner, like it tells us how something happens. For example, Harry ran quickly. Second is the alarm rang loudly. Here the two words that are underlined tell us about how the actions are done, so they come under adverb of manner. Second is where. It comes under adverb of place. It describes where something happens. For example, first is put the cake there. Second is I looked everywhere for my book. Now here these two underlined words tell us about the place where the actions are taken place. So they come under the category of adverb of place. Third is when. It comes under adverb of time. Now it tells us when an action happens. So it's all about the day and date and the timing. For example, first is Ria went to market today. Second is I have to leave now. In the first sentence, today tells us when did it happen, so it comes under adverb of time. And in second sentence, when do I have to leave? I have to leave now. So in this also adverb of time. Number 4 is how often. This comes under adverb of frequency. It tells us how often something takes place. For example, first is I always wake up at 6 o'clock. Second is I never go out without money. So these two underlined words tell us how often something takes place. So these two come under adverb of frequency. Dear learners, thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked watching it, and this video will surely help you out for preparing for your exam. Please do not make any mistakes in your exam, and also read every question carefully. Before leaving, I would like to tell you once more, please do write your details in a proper manner on each used sheet. Make sure that you write your full name, your class, your section, roll number, your father's name, subject, and the date of exam. And please use a sharpened pencil to write in your exam, and also please write neatly. And please take care of timing as well. Wish you all the best. Bye bye. Take care.